we're going to go ahead and go to our next speaker, which is Lieutenant, can't see the name right now, Lieutenant Corletto from the Whittier Police Department. And we invited him because he'll go into it a little bit more detail, but Whittier, City of Whittier does not allow safe and sane fireworks. However, they also patrol Santa Fe Springs. And so he'll just be discussing some of the commonalities that they experience with both the City of Paramount and Santa Fe Springs, both allowing safe and sane. And then also the differences and similarities between the City of Paramount and the City of Whittier. Sir, are you there?
I am. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning. So a little backstory. The City of Whittier hasn't allowed the use of any fireworks since the early 90s. And I almost want to say the year 1991. And I know that from speaking to a retired lieutenant. So there's a culture here that doesn't allow the use of fireworks. In the city of Santa Fe Springs, which is a contract city that we have, they do allow fireworks, and they allow safe and sane fireworks. Now there's regulations to the sale of them. They, I think they limit the window to when the vendors and the stands can go up. But apart from that, the City of Whittier does do a fireworks show at a local park. So does the City of Santa Fe Springs. So they allow and invite the public to come to this event so that they can participate in the celebration. Apart from that, we as a police department have to cater to the two different interests of two different cities, two different city councils. One that doesn't allow fireworks at all, and one that allows safe and sane. So with that, it's an interesting enforcement posture on our end. So for the 4th of July, the City of Whittier, the Whittier Police Department invests a considerable amount of resources and extra staffing for police officers. And we patrol the city looking for fireworks violators. And as the calls for service increase, we respond to them. We also have in our municipal code, strictly prohibiting the use of fireworks, with the fine being $1,000 for every participant. The City of Santa Fe Springs has something similar for illegal fireworks. So the impact to our department is that the 4th of July is staffed heavily with extra resources, extra police officers, in order to respond to all the calls for service of fireworks. Speaking on behalf of the community of Whittier, a lot of our citizens, City of Whittier is a city of trees. There's a lot of trees in our city. And so there's understandably the concern of a fire. Now, there have been small fires in the past, in the distant past. And apart from that, we've had minor injuries for participants who have used illegal fireworks or used safe and sane fireworks improperly, where they've lost fingers or sustained other types of burns. But so far, nothing major as to the level of like a death has occurred so far in our jurisdiction. So we're very grateful for that. But other than that, you know, from a neighboring city such as ours to a city like yours, that's been our experience. You know, we have one city that doesn't allow it, one city that does, safe and sane, and we just do extra staffing. We cater the interests of both different demographics, both different city councils. At one point, the City of Whittier did vote to allow, I want to say it was a few years ago, the return of safe and sane, but a small movement, a grassroots movement of our community in Whittier overturned that. So it's never been allowed. And that's been recent. So the sentiment hasn't changed in Whittier. Santa Fe Springs is a little bit different. But I mean, if there's any questions in particular that you guys are curious about, I'm more than happy to discuss it. If you're curious to know what our calls for service look like, our volumes, I actually just did the numbers real quick. In 2020 alone, 2 weeks prior to the 4th of July and 2 weeks after. So I gave it a 1 month time frame. The call volume in Whittier for fireworks alone was 435. For Santa Fe Springs, it was about 90. So, and it actually intensifies as we get closer to the 4th of July. So it does peak around that time. But other than that, in terms of what my experience are and what the city of Whittier's experience is with fireworks, I mean, so far so good. We've been doing it this way for a very long time now, and we seem to have found a happy medium. So if you have any questions, I'm more than happy to collaborate with you.
Thank you, sir. I do just want to see if you could elaborate a little bit more. I know that we're trying to provide information, detailed information to our residents in regards to having a city that does not allow safe and sane and having a city that does. Do you see a lot of similarities in terms of the use of illegal fireworks?
That one's tough to answer. I wouldn't be able to give you an accurate number right now, but just recalling from my experience, I see them in both cities. In Whittier, we get called to all the fireworks, so we respond on all of them, and every firework we come across in Whittier is confiscated. Of all those that are confiscated, I don't recall many of them being illegal. So in that capacity, the ones that we do confiscate in Santa Fe Springs are obviously all illegal. But I don't know if one city because it doesn't allow it and one city because it kind of allows it, if there's a greater propensity for illegal fireworks in between the two. So I apologize, I can't answer that one directly.
No, that's okay, sir. We just want to make sure that our residents understand that sometimes even with cities that do not allow safe and sane, you will have usage of illegal fireworks, and that's our biggest concern is curtailing the number of calls involving illegal fireworks. And so that's one of the reasons why we felt it was beneficial for everybody to hear your experience working, being in a unique situation where you deal with two cities with completely different ordinances.
Yes.
Okay, well, sir, thank you very much. I really appreciate all your information. I think it's great to have somebody represent a city like yours where you're dealing with two different things and knowing what to enforce when you are going to a call to a specific city. So thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Appreciate it.